Alrighty, hello. Welcome. This is a new visual novel. I've not played this at all, so I have no idea what this is about. So, let's get on to it. Also, sorry if you hear the anything on the outside, like a car, since the windows are indeed open. Alright, here we go. Let's go. That date. I rub my eyes, still feel groggy and stiff from my time in the transport ship. Status plots. I stare out at the ship, any windows, into the emptiness of deep space. I'm sitting in the observation lounge of Argo 24. Your best choice for inter-system traveling Helio system with prices that won't break the bank. Oh, excuse me. Your best prices for interstellar travel leaving the Helio system with prices that won't break the bank. There are far more glamorous methods of traveling, of space travel. 5-star cruising ships with luxurious rooms and great meals. We could spend long trips between star systems and leisures and comfort. But comfort costs credits. I'm pretty short on those. So, it's budget travel and budget status pods for me. And the Argo space fleet is known for being especially no frills. When you see me groaning, it's because I slept wrong and my neck hurts. And I'm trying to get myself in a good neck position. The ship dips and my destination comes into view. Deep Space Station. Hesperides, a new home. The Seek Arulian design with habitat and docking rings orbiting around the station's main superstructure. Spacecrafts zip in and out and around the spacecrafts like bees circling a hive. Unfamiliar alien designs in unexpected shapes. Thankfully, I was able to utilize an onboard sonic shower and freshen up before making my way here. My stomach rumbles. I pull out the complimentary juice box and small biscuits that were left in my pod for me to find when I woke up. I tear open a package and nibble on its slightly sweet and crumbly digestive. The biscuit is plain and the strawberry juice box is warm, but it's my body's first solid food in 2 weeks, and it's a relief to my empty stomach. I watch as one of the small ships head toward a spot in space marked by blinking buoys. There's a flash as the ship speeds past them and into the wormhole, disappearing from sight. There are 4 other spots like this in the area around the Hesperides. Stable wormholes, each leading to a different place light years from here. Attention all passengers, we are now beginning docking procedures for Deep Space Station Hesperides. Please make sure to bring all your belongings with you as you disembark. On behalf of the captain and all our crew, we thank you for choosing Argo Space Transport. I disembark from the Argo 24 into a massive arriving hangar. I'm immediately met with the shift of artificial gravity. Artigraph? Let me close this door. There. The difference between the calibrations of the transport ship and the station is slight, but there's a bit more bounce. All around me are ships of all shapes and sizes from across the galaxy, from large passenger cruisers and cargo freighters to small personal crafts and aliens. I've never seen so many different species in one place, hustling between ships trying to make connections, lining up to collect their bags and moving cargo around. Busily, furry, of fur and scales and tentacles and tails. So much to take in. The Helios system doesn't really get that much interstellar tourism, so seeing other species is a rarity. But this is Hesperides space station gateway to the Terra sector and the fringe colonies Therine. In the part of the galaxy humans are the minority. Attention, this is the final boarding call for flight XJ6B6 with service of Kashroth 4. All passengers should now be on board at gate C32. Get out of the way. A voice from behind me calls. Before I react, I'm shoved hard to one side, thrown off balance by impact, and I tumble towards, hitting the ground hard. My travel bag slide a few feet away from the metal floor. I look up just in time to see a Skeltran with a large backpack run and shove their way through the crowd. Hey, watch where you're going, growls another voice as I hear footfalls jogging towards me. The owner of the voice in front of me and crouches down to meet my eyes. Oh. Are you okay? She says with concern in her deep voice. She's an alien. She has a worried look on her golden eyes. Laying up next to her is a hover cart piled high with boxes. Are you not hurt? You're not hurt, are you? I'm okay. Might have bruises or two though. I say sheepily as I rub my right elbow with bore the blunt of the impact. Here, let me help you stand. She extends her large clawed hand towards me and I take it. She pulls me up with ease. I can't help but be slightly startled by her strength. Thanks, I say and crane my neck and look behind her, trying to spot my errand bags. Following my gaze, she turns around. Oh, don't mention it, she says brightly as she reaches me down and grabs my 2 bags, throwing them both over one of her shoulders with ease. I'm Kyle, by the way. She flashes me a toothy smile. Her teeth, her fangs, I'd seen in vids before, or from a distance a couple of times on Mars. But this is the first time really meeting a member of their species up close like this. This is where opinion. Hey. This feels like I'm being bad. 'Cause I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm bad. Would it be okay? Go in there. Probably not. I'm just gonna put she's. You know what? I could save. Quick save, is that what it is? No, save. Save an empty spot. There we go. Okay. He's kind of cool. He's kind of cool. I catch myself thinking, he'd pick up my bags like they were nothing, and I'd struggle slightly under their weight. He's so obviously pretty strong. He has fangs and claws and wild head of hair that would look windswept if there was any wind. Even her outfit is badass, with her holster on her hips and pilot's jacket. She looks like she steps out of a Warp Racers movie. And on top of it, she's friendly and kind, rushing over to make sure a random stranger like me was okay. Red Turtle smiled gratefully. I'm Rockwin. Well, Rockwin, let's get you to where you gotta go. Do you have a connection to catch? Oh, no. Connection, this is me. I'm actually moving to the station. Really? Well, in that case, I'll bring you to the arrivals. I'm heading there myself. Follow me. She smiles an easy smile and nudges the parked hovercraft next to her tail. It whirls to life and follows her as she starts to walk, my bag still slung over her shoulder. Politely, she has no intention of letting me carry them myself. I decide I'm just gonna roll with it for now. I still feel pretty rough from my time in stasis. I'm not about to protest. I dust myself off and start to follow her through the crowd. So, Rockwin, you're moving into Hesperides. What brings you to this side of the galaxy, if you don't mind me asking, that is? We get a lot of folks passing through, as you might have noticed. But it's not every day everyone decides to make an extended stay here. I guess you could say... looking for a fresh start. I'm taking over my late aunt's diner. The Milky Way Diner? Yeah. How did you know? Milky Way Diner is Hesperides Station's staple. I heard it was closing after the aunt passed. It's good to hear someone keeping that place up and running. most important spot for the community here. And when you're this far away from home, community is everything. That's a lot to live up to. I had no idea it was so popular. You and your auntie were close? And quick as I catch herself, she says, "Sorry, I don't mean to pry. You don't have to share if you don't want to." "No, it's okay. We weren't. Not really anyways. I only met her a couple times in my life. When she came to visit family in the Helios system. She had her own things going here, her life out in deep space, the diner. My parents never really had the credits to take us out of the system to visit. About a month ago, we got word she had a stroke and passed away. Then we got the will, and it said that she would like one of her family members to take over if possible. She didn't have any kids of her own, so here I am." "So, you just dropped everything to come out here?" That's pretty bold of someone who's never left their home star system. I'm impressed. Not much of a drop when the company you've been working for goes bankrupt and you're out of a job. Fresh start sounded pretty good after that. It's true, no job, no love life. My friends from college and I had drifted apart. Sure, my family was there, but they all had their own stuff going on. Wasn't much anything holding me back. Buying a one-way discount ticket to the gateway of data sector and running a diner with no experience seemed like a much better option than just continuously to being drifted around home. I get that. Sometimes change is good. Kyle reaches over and gives me a gentle, reassuring pat in the back. "You've got this. I'm sure the Milky Way diner is in good hands." The warm and reassuring look in her eyes. So easy to talk to. I'm thankful to have met someone as kind as Kyle as soon as I arrived. And what about you? You said you've got folks passing through, so I guess it's safe to assume you live on the station? I'm a cargo runner, so I'd soon say I live on my ship rather than here. The Hesperide is kind of like a home base for me, though. Got a good steady list of clients here, not too far from a trip to Ryan, and the people here are nice. What kind of cargo do you run? That depends on... Cal's amber eyes narrow and her ears twitch slightly. You're not a Gabby agent, are you? Cal said with a conspiratorial edge to her voice. The Galactic Alliance Bureau of Investigation. No. There's obviously an easy tone in my voice. I'm just messing with you, Ragwan. She says with a smile. I transport the usual stuff. Tech, food, alcohol, medicine, fun stuff like that. I do supply runs for a couple of the on-station merchants. You could place an order with me if you need some ingredients that they can't screw on the architectural deck. I have a great whiskerfish supplier back on Ryan also. She leans a bit closer and says, just a bit quieter. I have connections in just about every sector in the galaxy. Whatever it is you might need, I can find it for your right price, of course. Or the right person. Kyle says with a wink and an undeniably flirty tone in her voice. Am I being hit on by... on a Katarari? Right now? Kyle isn't exactly being subtle. Not necessarily surprised she'd be interested in a member of a different sapient species. After all, interspecies couplings aren't unheard of. People from different star systems have been living side by side for centuries. There have been Martian drama series a couple years back about a Naru and a human. I'm surprised she's interested in me. Oh, and how would someone like me, for example, go about becoming the right person? Well, you can start by letting me buy you a drink, and maybe, who knows, I might just decide I like you. Decide you like me? Oh, you haven't decided yet? I'm hurt. I say with a mock offense, putting my hand over my heart. Kyle lets out a chuckle. Maybe I just want to make sure I was right to have a good feeling about you. I'll have to take you up on that offer, wouldn't I? Maybe I'll cook you something on the house to really win you over. Can eat pancakes? I feel like pancakes are kind of food. And easy to make, I think to myself. We can. I've had them before, and I enjoy them. I like sweet things. No wonder you had a good feeling about me then. Cal's ears prickled in a bit of surprise. For a moment, I think I might have caught her off guard, and she quickly recovers with a devilish smile. Because you're sweet? You said it, not me. Kyle chuckles and leans down slightly so she's closer to my ears when she says, "You've got me there, sugar." Kyle's literally purrs when she says the word sugar. Okay, how do I do that? Sugar. I'm assuming. I feel a tingle run up my spine and my face flush deeply. Oh, she's good. I think to myself. She leans away from me with a knowing smile. I'll give you a chance to get your space legs before I rush you to the nearest bar. I'll be at port for a couple more days. I'll catch you once you're settled. We stopped walking, getting into a short line, leading to a kiosk manned by a human in green uniform. Alright, here we are, she says, putting down my bags. Give me your palm pad. I'll add my contact info. The way you can place an order with me if you need anything for the diner. And let me know when you're free for that drink, of course. If you're in the same system, we can chat in real time. Otherwise, you can shoot me a text or a voice message and I'll get back to you once it reaches me. I know how interstellar communication works, you know. I say with a laugh, handed her my palm pad. Maybe my first time out the system, but I'm not totally clueless. I know, just a reminder. She says as she types in her contact details. Her hands, my palm pad, back at me. I notice we made it into the front of the line now. I've got to get all the stuff where it needs to go, so I'll head in first. See you around. See you around, Kyle. She puts her large hand on my shoulder and she passes by me and walks up to the kiosk, our hovercraft following behind her. Officer Shua Monseri, what's the head of security doing checking arrivals? From where I stand now, I can get a better look at the human man behind the kiosk. Officer Monseri, as Kyle had called him. He has a wavy chocolate brown hair that curls around the nape of the neck and stern expression on his face. He's not too tall and with an athletic build. Can't help but notice the prominent bags under his eyes. He looks like he hasn't had a good night's sleep in ages. Officer, Eshket called in sick today, so I'm taking over his duties for now. Can I please get a name and purpose of your visit to the station? His voice is deep and soft, with a stern edge. Not what I gave him. Really? Shiwu? We gotta do this whole song and dance every time? It's not like you don't know my name and call sign by now. I know. Your name is Kyle. Regulations are regulations, and there are questions I need to ask every person who goes through arrivals. Now, can I please get your name and purpose of your visit to the Hellride station? Kyle's tail twitches slightly in irritation, and she rolls her eyes. Kyle Boshruna, cargo delivery for Ashkel's General Haley Roswell and Wayfarer's Rest. Shipping manifests will be under call sign Starblazer. Officer Montseri types away quickly at the holoscreen in front of him, giving the manifest a quick read. Thank you. It looks like everything is in order. He looks up at the screen and at Kyle. Also, this is a reminder that all weapons are left on the ship. She flips. I think the dog is... Oh, looks up. I'm tripping. She flips up her flaps and her holder, and flourish reveals an empty pockets. I know, it's not the first time here. I only reminded you because you forgot last time. Because I was in a hurry. I had a shipment of roe that needed to be back in temperature control. It was losing freshness by the second. Going back and forth like this, but Kyle doesn't sound angry, just mildly annoyed at the bureaucracy of it all. Kyle seems to be the type that chives up against rules and regulations, and Officer Montseri doesn't seem the type to lose in protocol for anyone. Arms out, just gonna give you a quick scan, and you could go. A pair of spherical float droids deploy from behind the kiosk and floats to either side of Kyle and her hover cart. Scanning, please hold. The two droids emit green light scanning beams and floats around Kyle, scanning her and her cargo. By the way, you look more exhausted than usual today. Holding up alright? Now it's Officer Montseri's turn to roll his eyes. He slightly a bit rubs the back of his neck. I appreciate your continued concern for my well-being, but really, fine. It's nothing new. Still, you should check in on Saria. I did a couple days ago, but like I said, I'm fine. Officer Montseri's face softens as he speaks. The droids finish their scan, and the green light turns off. No forbidden article of pathogens detected. Kyle Vostruna, you are free to proceed to the station. Please enjoy your stay. Okay. I brought you some new herbal tea from Ryan. I'll leave it in your mail locker.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle. I'll be sure to try it before bedtime. You better, and let me know how it goes. I'll catch you later, bud. With that, Kyle leaves her cart and nudge as she walks past the station, but not before looking over her shoulder at me and give me a smile and a wave. See ya, sugar. And with that, she disappears around the corner. I grab my bags and lunge them over at the kiosk where Officer Montseri stands. Welcome to the Hesperies. Can I please get your name and purpose of the visit and station? Officer Montseri says, meeting my eyes over the holoscreen. Rockway Knight, I'm moving into Hesperites to take over the management of the Milky Way diner. Officer Montseri raises his thick eyebrows and the corner of his mouth lifts slightly into a small smile. Ah yes, we've been expecting you. Welcome aboard. I'm Officer Shiwu Montseri, Head of Security. Can I please get you to confirm that the details are correct? I'll also need your travel documents. hand over my holoscreen, let them see. I scan my palm pad into the holoscreen before handing it back to Officer Monsery, who gives it a quick once-over. Alright, everything looks good. This is the GA Category 3 station, so all Class 4 and above weapons are strictly prohibited on Hesperides. If you're carrying any energy blasters, phasers, electro pulse emitters, or laser swords, please leave them with me. I will store them in a secure location till such time as you leave the station. I think I don't carry weapons then. Can't say I have any need for that. Good thing I left my laser sword at home. Officer Monterey's eyes narrow, claiming unamused, as shifted a little awkwardly. I assume you're kidding around. It got me. How could you tell? They don't seem like the laser sword type. He says matter-of-factly, "Jeez, this guy does not have a sense of humor." He clearly clears his throat a bit. I'll go ahead and update your access file so you can use your palm pad to access the Milky Way diner as well as your headquarters. If you'd like, I can have someone with an architectural that drop some ingredients off to the diner for you. Oh, yeah, that would be great. I'd like to take the kitchen for a spin. I figured as much. Let's see what else. It'll be in room 3 of Living Block B. Your room will have a bathroom with water and sonic shower, a tub, and kitchenette, as well as your bed. Sheets and pillows are provided and room has been prepped for your arrival. There are a common space and living area in the large kitchen. Your neighbors have already been told to expect you. Please make sure to introduce yourself when you get the chance, as you'll be sharing the space with them. I heard about smaller setups with other stations, and space colony life in space can be isolating, so dwellings in neighborhoods are often planned with an emphasis on community building. Give me a sec. Oh shit. Noted. Alright, I want to see what the other one was. And say I have a need for them. Oh, shoot. It's in space. Oh! I have myself some drink, so I could get some drink. Drink. How you doing, son? Ah, okay. Well, I haven't been in the diner yet. When you get there, we haven't even went home yet. Let me get into the story. Officer Monsery smiles a bit at that. I wish more people shared that sentiment. Wow. Bruh. Do a lot of Stapians try to bring weapons on board? I ask a bit worried. I hear stories of the news of lawlessness in certain parts of the galaxy where the GA had less control. Stories about pirates and bounty hunters armed to the teeth. was a station of galactic equivalent of a frontier town like in the old Earth Western movies. We're not too far from some fringe colony. Things are a lot rougher out there. But personally, I've always felt that carrying weapons invites more trouble than it solves. He looks up from the screen to meet my eyes. I must look weird because he quickly clarifies, "You don't have anything to worry about. The station is completely safe. The Hesperies is under GA protection, and we take our no weapons policy very seriously. You won't be seeing any shootouts in the promenade." Anyways, let's see. I'll go ahead and update your access file so you can use your palm pad access Milky Way Diner as well as your headquarters. If you'd like, I can have someone in the agricultural tech drop by some ingredients. You read this? Yes, read this. Then we were getting to this part, and I'm gonna sit here over this one, because obviously we already have a better relationship with him. Should I ask, does he like living here, or do you know that my neighbors? I should probably ask the neighbors, or should I ask like it here? Because we're flirting with him. I don't know. Do you know my neighbors? I mean, Seath and Roswell, they're a couple of brainiacs. Roswell is almost too friendly. Lots like Kyle, whom I gather you've already met. Seath, a bit prickly guy when you first meet him, but he warms up to you quickly than you might expect. I'm sure you'll get along with him. Not the biggest station, functionally, it's kind of like living in a small town. There's the good and the bad that comes with that. For example, once news got that the Milky Way Diner wasn't actually closing down, the Castell family member was coming from Helios to take over. Let's just say that you've been the talk of town. Small town gossip is a thing even in the gateway of the data sector, huh? Pretty much, I'm sorry to say. Officer Monster, says with a shrug on his broad shoulders. On the bright side, you're the human that brings back the beloved stationary eatery. So, I'm sure you'll receive warm welcome as a result. Cal mentioned the diner was really popular. I'm hit by a sudden wave of vertigo. It's like the ground under my feet has given way. My eyes roll to the back of my head and I crumble. Fully expecting to hit the ground for a second time in less than an hour, but the impact doesn't come.
That was close.
That was close. I hear Officer Monterey's voice close and softer now than it was before. My eyes flutter open and I realize why I'm not currently concussed. He caught me. Officer Monterey's face is only a handful of inches away from mine. This close up, I'm stuck by just how handsome he is. His hair falls into his eyes, and his thick brows are knitted in concern, a slight frown of soft-looking lips. One of his hands support the head, and the others are wrapped around the small of my back. He must have vaulted over the kiosk and caught me from just before I hit the ground. Obviously, the flirty answer is to stay put. We're going full flirt. My head is spinning. Eyes go in. Out of focus. I don't dare to try and stand on my own. Easy there. Looks like there are still some sedatives in your system from the stasis pod. Officer Monterey says gently. We look into each other's eyes for a few moments. I find myself increasingly aware of the feelings, his hands under my back and head supporting my weight with ease. Is it just me, or do the dark circles under his eyes make him even more handsome, I think to myself. I notice the dusting of pink starting to cover his cheek as he averts his eyes from mine. Raquin, you think you can stand? I come back to reality, suddenly find myself feeling a bit self-conscious. Oh, yeah, I think so. Thanks for catching me. All a part of the job. Officer Monstery helps me stand, supporting me as I try putting weight on my wobbly legs. Thankfully, I feel the vertigo waning. Feel awful, I say as he lets me stand on my own once again. I get my bearings as he walks back to his post behind the security kiosk. If it's any consolation, I'm not the first person to fade from cheap stasis sedatives. Still, you should head straight to the med bay, but once you've been scanned and cleared. Dr. Saria will take a look at you, and she can give you something to help you with the drugs leave your system. That sounds like a good idea. I'll do that. Alright, arms out. Officer Monstery says as 2 floor droids deploy. I comply and take a couple of moments to complete their scan. No forbidden articles or pathogens detected. Aqua Knight, you are free to proceed to the station. Please enjoy your stay. I start to pick up my heavy bags. You can just leave those here. I'll get a delivery bot to take those bags to your room. Just focus on getting to the medbay. It's on level 5. He types a series of commands onto the screen. A rectangular bot comes and speeds around the corner and skids to stop in front of me. With a series of cheerful sounds and beeps, it splits in a vertical seam down the middle. Compartments flings in the gap between the 2 halves. As I place my bags in the compartment, I notice a small velvet cylinder perched on top, runs half of the bot. Is it wearing a bellhop hat? Beep, 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 beep. Chirps the bot. I know better than to anthropomorphize simple AIs like this, but I can't help but think it sounds happy. That's certainly not regulation. I have to talk to Roswell about this. Officer Monstery mutters under his breath. Now loaded with the cargo, the delivery bot closes the compartment and it speeds away as fast as I came. Thanks, Officer Monstery. Guess I'll leave you around then. Officer Monstery gives a full, bright smile. I'll see you around, Raquin. Enjoy your rest of your day. You as well. I say, returning the smile and wave over my shoulders as I head to the station proper. From behind me, I hear Officer Monstery call up the next person in line and start the spiel over again once more. A light chime off as I enter the medbay. I'll be with you a moment. Calls from a calm, feminine voice. Okay. Just take a seat in the waiting area. The office is small, and a dividing wall separates the treatment and waiting areas. As I take a seat, I sneak peek into the treatment area. There's an examination table as well as an open metapod where the short Arulian woman in hospital grounds sits. And Naru in the doctor coat faces her, looking at the notes on her holopad. The same voice from before, the one belonging to the doctor, continues. I was saying, thankfully, your time on the medpad has healed up, and your skin from burns you suffered and all damage to your eye is thankfully reversed. I'd still advise limiting exposure to unnecessary visual strains for a few days, limiting screen time, and get lots of rest. However, Vega, I'm afraid you'll get some permanent discoloration of your skin. I doubt this is what you wanted to hear. Sadly, Aurelian skin is particularly prone to scarring, especially after a trauma like the one you faced.
There is, of course, a possibility it could continue to fade as time goes by, and if you'd like, I could put you onto contact with a cosmetic dermatology specialist on Cyrus. He's an old colleague of mine and is very skilled with reconstructive procedures on Aurelian skin. The patient sits on the medpod, Vegas beats up. Her voice is sweet and youthful. Thank you so much for your treatment, Dr. Sarah. That's okay, really. I don't mind the scarring too much. I'm just happy I'm safe. You're incredibly fortunate. Officer Monster was able to get you when he did. From what he told me, that rusty old ship of you flew in on a death trap. You're lucky only the terrenial fluid line burst. If it had been a secondary store, or pit preliminary, there may not have been anything left of you to put in the med pot. Now, here are your clothes. And go ahead and get changed in the washroom over there. I'm gonna take a look at my next patient. Thank you. Vega says as she hops into her med pod and walks over to the bathroom, closing the door behind her. Thank you for waiting. You can come over and take a seat in the examination table here. I follow the doctor's instructions, walking over to exam table and taking a seat. Hello, I'm Dr. Saria. How can I help you today? I'm Rocco at night. I just got off a long haul trip. I've been out of stasis for about 2 hours, but I've been feeling kind of off. I'm a bit sore and dizzy. I have a headache and I fainted earlier. I see. That's not good at all. Saria says, typing notes on her holopad. How long have you spent in stasis? Did you fly on a personal or mass transit craft? Mass transit. One of the Argos spaceline ships. Saria winces and she clicks her tongue in disapproval. That makes sense. The brand of sedatives for stasis the Argos space fleet uses are outlawed in outer space for that exact reason. Sorry you feel unwell as a result. She gives me a sympathetic look and types a few final notes into her holopad before placing it in the table next to her. Lie back into the examination table and stay still. I'm gonna do a quick scan to check of your vitals. I do as Saria instructs and lie down. She grabs the scanner and leads over me. As she does, one of the tentacles on her head falls in front of her. She gently pushes it behind her pointed ears. You can see the chronotopes. I can see the chronotopes of her skin at the tips of her tentacles shifting, different shades of mostly coral pink, but looking closer, I can see undertones of blue and green. I know that Naru have chronotopes change color with the emotions, but I haven't learned what each color means. Saria hovers the scanner over me. I do my best to stay still. After a few moments, it's over. Alright, Rakuin, you can sit back now. It seems your body is still attempting to break down the last of the sedatives of your system. That's why you're feeling lingering effects we call hot sickness. Saria explains as I return to my sitting position. I can give you an injection that will speed up the process significantly. Since it will be going into your bloodstream directly, you'll feel better much quickly. Are you okay with needles? I'm fine with them. Needles don't really bother me that much. That's good to hear. Sit tight while I get everything prepped then. I wonder what happens if I put
that I'm not okay. It just kind of freaked me out, to be honest. I'd say a bit embarrassed to admit that even an adult, I still have a childlike fear.
I totally understand. Would you prefer a pill? It could help, it's not as quickly. You'd probably need to lie down for an hour or two for the drug to help your body flush the remaining sedatives.
No, it's okay. Let's go back to the yellow.
Sarah goes to the cabinet near the treatment area and scans her palm pad. I watch her as he preps the needle, flinging it with the medicine from Vital. Place it on the tray next to some gauze and some sanitizing fluid. She brings the tray back over and places it in the little rolling table of the examination table. Alright, Raquin, I'm gonna just do a quick swab here to sanitize the area. She takes my forearm in her hand. I feel a slight brush of her skin on mine. Her touch is cool, but also incredibly smooth. My eyes meet her golden alien ones as she finishes. Are you ready? She has a look at me with a calm, pleasant expression. I can't help but feel a slight flush creep over my cheeks as she says those words, and kick myself mentally because there's nothing flirty happening here whatsoever. Yes, I'm good to go. Alright, Raquin, can you breathe in for me, please? And now out. As I exhale, Saria swiftly administers a shot and covers a small puncture with the little med patch shaped like a little yellow star. There, we're all done. You can lie down from the moment while the medicine does its work. I'm gonna clean this up. I lie back down to the table as Saria gets about putting her supplies away. So, you're Cassie's relative that's taking over the Milky Way diner? Yeah, Officer Monterey mentioned people in the station have been waiting for me to get here. We have welcome to the Hesperites. How are you feeling now? Would you like to stand up? I get off the examination table. Different to startling, my headache is dizziness are gone. Feel much better now, thank you. I'm glad to hear it. Are you gonna be heading to the diner now? Yeah, I'm starving. Officer Monterey said he was gonna ask someone to get some agricultural tech to come by with some produce. Better head over there if I want to meet them. Sounds like a great plan. Maybe you could come by the diner sometime? I think I'll be open in a couple days. I was planning on it. It would be nice not to have to cook for every meal again. As I get myself ready to leave, Vega comes out the bathroom. Alright, I'm off. Thank you so much for everything, Dr. Sarie. It was a pleasure, Vega. Please, feel free to come back if you need anything else. If you have the time before you head to your room, you consider stopping by the tech office. Our station lead's technical mechanic, Roswell, has been looking at your ship. They'll want to talk to you when you get the chance. Maybe you could talk to Raquin here, to the promenade. Oh, walk with Raquin to the promenade. You'll need to pass through to reach the tech office, and it'll be good for you to get the lay of the land, or so to speak. Saria turns to meet my eyes. Would that be okay with you, Raquin? I think it'd be good if you stuck together. Less likely for one of you to get lost. Yeah, sure, I don't mind. Fantastic. You both remember what I said. Don't try to push yourselves too much, okay? And please, come back next time. You need medical assistance. You've got it, Dr. Surrey. Thanks again for all your help. I walk over to Vega and she gives me a polite bow and greeting. I return the gesture. Hi, I'm Vega, she says, raising her hands in a small wave. I'm Raquin. Let's head out. I turn and nod my head to Sari as we leave the medbay. Goodbye, Dr. Sari. Sari smiles and waves us goodbye.
So, how are you holding up? Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but from what I heard, it sounded like you had a rough couple of days.
Yeah, my starship had a malfunction while exiting the stable wormhole. It's unstable territory fuel line. I thought I could handle it on my own, so I tried to fix it myself, but she gestures to the discolored side of her face. I might have overestimated my abilities. Thankfully, I was able to get it to just call out before something really bad happened.
It must have been terrifying.
Oh, it was. I really thought I was gonna be it for me. Thankfully, Officer Shuo and the rest of the rescue team were able to get me out super fast. I'm holding out pretty well, all things considered, but it's stiff. I'm glad to be up and walking.
I know the feeling. I just got out 2 weeks stasis early this morning. It feels good to stretch my legs.
I've heard those long haul stasis pods are super helpful. Is that why you were in the med bay? Pod sickness?
Yeah, they really are. I feel much better now, but I fainted earlier. Thankfully, Officer Monsuri was the one to catch me, I think to myself. As we walked through the hallway, I noticed Vega staring intently at me. Is there something in my face? I asked as we stopped walking for a moment.
Oh, no. Sorry, I didn't mean to stare and make you uncomfy. It's just that I've never met a human person before. Well, technically I met Officer Shuo, but only briefly, and it was a bit busy trying not to, like, die.
Well, you're the first Cerulean I've ever met, so I guess we're even. It's my first time out of my home system.
Oh my stars, me too.
She says it enthusiastically.
I've met Naru and Skitrians and even Kateri before, but never a human.
It's not at all unsurprising. I think to myself, traveling visas to the Aurelian home system are notoriously hard to get a hold of, especially for humans. Vega leans in closer, staring intently at me with her shining red eyes. Up close, I noticed a slightly slimmer shimmer to her green skin, almost like she's wearing a light dust of body glitter. Aurelians as a species look like mythical creatures to us humans, like the Fae or elves of old Earth legends come to life. Their entire race was stunningly beautiful by almost all human measures of conventional attractiveness. So, what are your impressions seeing one in person? I asked, trying to mask my self-conscious from being looked at so intently.
Your ears are kind of funny. They're round.
Thanks? Do you want to touch them? Vega's eyes brighten.
Can I really?
I nod and I lean towards her, and Vega lets out a little squeal of excitement. Gently, she runs the tip of a small green index finger along the outer helix of my ear.
Does it tickle? Aurelian ears are really sensitive.
Vega asks, a slight teal blush dusting her soft cheeks. Maybe just a little, but I'm okay. I pull away, standing back up straight. Vega continues to examine my face.
Some Aurelians say humans are pretty ugly, but I don't agree with that at all.
She muses matter-of-factly. I raise my eyebrow at her comment. I'm glad you don't agree, but I'd be lying if I said it that wasn't a little insulting. And a bit speciesist. The one thing for species to have different beauty standards, but just say it like that?
Well, what do humans say about us?
How do you answer that question? It's a weird quirk of evolution that Aurelians and humans happen to look a lot alike, and the histories of human civilization would not be more different. Aurelians were the first GA civilization to harness nuclear fusion as an energy source. Incredibly,
technologically advanced and ridiculously wealthy thanks to their resource-rich home planet of Aurelia Prime and 4 habitable moons. Humans, on the other hand, are best known for being one of the only species in the galaxy assembly that somehow managed to fuck their homeworld till there's no longer habitable through their own greed and stupidity. Sure, we managed to survive the collapse of our home planet and expand through our own solar system with the comparative rudimentary technology we had developed, but we probably could never have dreamt of achieving interstellar travel on our own. Cephalid GA would have never reached out and made the first contact with the primitive resource-poor residents of the Helios system had their hand not been forced. It was an open secret that the Aurelians tend to look down on the species more than others, and the general human consensus, Aurelians are a bunch of beautiful, rich snobs blessed with ridiculously good looks and more resources that they know what to do with. Save. That your species is very beautiful and a bit full of themselves, I think to myself, but don't say that out loud. Thank you. She flips her hair over her shoulder, flashing me dazzling bright smile before continuing to walk. Oh yeah, I think definitely full of themselves. I follow her down the hall. So, where were you heading before the ship broke down? I wanted to get far away from the Aurelian system if possible, so I figured the Theta sector would be a good bet. That makes sense. The Aurelian moons are all the way so on the other side of the galaxy, even with the help of stable wormholes. Damn, why am I salivating so much? I can't speak. Liquid. Also, I have, you hear this? This is chicken. This is a bag of chicken nuggets, and I have watermelon. I did not realize what I had until I said it. I have watermelon slices with me. Then I got lemonade on the side. Oh man, okay. Even with the help of stable wormholes, it still would have been 3 or 4 week journey to get here. You're not a criminal or something, are you? On the run from the law, headed to a fringe colony to lie low and plot your next big heist? No, nothing like that. I just felt trapped back home. I guess you could say that. I need some space. Was that supposed to be a pun? You didn't like it? I thought it was out of this world. What about you? Why are you here? Big asks. You're looking at the new owner and chef of the Milky Way Diner. I say there with a proud smile. Oh wow, you're a chef? You like serve human food? I've always wondered what you guys eat. I plan on it, but I'd also like to learn some recipes from other cultures. You should come by if you're still on the station when I open in a couple days. Yes, please. There's a diner eventually. Yes, please. I can't wait. By now, we've reached the promenade, and I could see the outside of the Milky Way Diner. It was a shop front like any other on the promenade, but there was a window on the side of the diner's name painted on it in bluish green letters, which made it unmistakable. Speaking of the diner, this is me. You think I'll be able to make it to the tech office on your own from here? Yeah, I think I'll manage. Thanks for walking with me, Raccoon. Do you think I could maybe get you your contact info into my palm pad? And a bit more shyly, she adds, just so you could, like, let me know when you open your diner. I promise not to bug you. Sure, Vega. She hands over her palm pad, and I type my name and contact info, and add first human friend. She takes her palm pad and beams as she looks at the contact profile. You're really my friend now? She asks, hugging her palm pad to her chest. Yeah, I think so. Is that weird to say? Vega shakes her head. I wonder if I imagined the tears I saw welling in her eyes. No, not at all. I'll send you a message. Make sure to log me in as your first Aurelian friend too. She turns away from me and begins to walk off. Bye, Raccoon. See you soon. Vega shoots me one last smile, and with that, she very neatly jogs away from me and around the corner towards the tech office. I scan my palm pad at the door and the diner unlocks. There's a slight chime as I open the door. The diner is small and cozy, with a couple booths and some countertop seating. The kitchen is open and there's a door leading to the walkway and the office in the back. I walk behind the counter and explore the kitchen. Pots, pans, knives, and cutting board, all clean in their place. A few non-perishable ingredients are still on the shelves, but it seems like the walk-in was cleaned out. Sanitation probably did that, so nothing would start going bad. I run my hand across a well-used countertop and lets my mind wander. The sound of a door chime jolts me back to reality. I turn around to see an Aurelian man in orange work suit standing in the doorway. He carries a large crate under his muscular arms. Excuse me, are you Raccoon? Officer Shiwu asked me to bring some fresh produce and the Aggie deck around. His voice is surprisingly quiet. Very struggle to hear him across the diner. Oh, okay, I got it. You probably wouldn't catch what he said if there was a background noise. Yeah, that's me. Come on in. He gives me a slight bow towards me as I walk in. You can go ahead and put the crates on the counter here. Thanks for bringing groceries. What's your name? Oh, it's Ada. I'm a farmer in the agriculture deck. He says, placing the crate into the counter. He removes a small potted plant with heart-shaped leaves from the crate. I also brought you an Avarian mini plant. I thought you might like it. I extend the pot towards me, and our fingers brush slightly as I take it from him. I take hold of one of the slightly frizzy leaves and pluck it off the plant. Nice to meet you, Aldar. And thank you. Is this edible? This is edible, right? Aldar nods and I place the leaf on my tongue. Tastes green and slightly cooling. It's nice. Thanks again. So kind of you. It's no trouble at all. I place the little plants on the shelf of my cooking station, then lean over the counter to get a closer look at the contents of the crate. Oh, I look at the crate and realize with embarrassment I don't recognize a single bit of produce. I shouldn't be surprised. This is a multi-species station, home to only a handful of humans. Of course, the Agate deck would be the most focused on growing crops catering to the myriad of other species that call Arasprides home. I spot a tomato hidden among the unfamiliar fruits and vegetables. At least I know what to do with this one of these things. Is something wrong? Ascar adds, worrying eyes and moving from the crate to me and back to the crate. No, nothing's wrong. It's just that I don't really know what any of these are except for the tomatoes. I know those I've never left my home system, and you don't really grow any crops from other planets in Helios. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, I should have brought you things you'd be familiar with. He avoids my eyes. The poor guy looks terribly embarrassed. Don't be. You didn't do anything wrong.
Everything looks interesting. I'll have to learn to cook with what I get on the station sooner or later. Ador's expression brightens me in my eyes once again. If you'd like, maybe we could do a little taste test. You could sample the produce I brought, and I could tell you a little about each one. Let's see. I'd love that. Sure, I could get a cutting board. No need to get anything dirty. I'm sure this will be fine. Adder pulls out a small pocket knife from one of his overall pockets. We sit across from each other in the counter and start to go through the box of fruits and vegetables. His voice is quiet and his tone is more confident. Which one do I want to try first? Ooh. I guess the radish? This one looks like a big radish. I say, handing Adar the big white root vegetable. It's snow roots. They grow in meltwater ponds and right on near hot springs, but we grow them in special hydroponic towers here. Adar slices the snow roots with his knife, surprised to see that there are lace-like holes running through the center of the roots. He hands me a slice as I take a bite. It's crunchy and starchy like a potato, but there a slight zest, spicy radish-like taste. It's nice, and I like the crunch. Peter nods in agreement. There are lots that you can do with them. Cook them, bake them, mash them, eat them raw. They're incredibly filling as well. Oh my gosh, that's a Hobbit reference. Oh my gosh. The potato reference. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. I'm gonna look for the potato scene. No, Lord of the Rings. Potatoes. Potatoes. Alright, let's see if I could share my screen, question mark? Alright. We'll do this then. Now browser. Window capture. It not. Yes. Fire. Fire capture. Scene. Yes, it feels like this might be it.
Look! See what Sneaker friends? Well.
This is not what.
What's it doing?
I can't find it. I know. What's the quote? Oh, there. That's the quote.
What we need's a few good taters.
What's taters, precious? What's taters, huh?
Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
That's the scene that I'm talking about. Boil them, mash them, mix them in this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've only seen Lord of the Rings once, and it was in theaters recently when they did the re-releases, and then like the 3D, 4D Max, whatever. I did the first movie. I think the first movie in 3D, the second movie in 4D, and then the third movie in 3D as well. Because we did the where the seats like move like a little roller coaster. That's what 4D is, and then they spray you with water. It's like begone, demons. Alright, let's try the dragon fruit looking thing. Let's try this one. I pointed the pinkish red pear fruits. Oh, es una tuna. It's the red pear fruit with the crown spikes on the larger end. A tuna is it's what's on top of a cactus. It's the red pear fruit on the cactus. That's what that is. This is a ruby fruit from Skretro. He explains picking up the fruits and slices into it. Things used to be nearby, near impossible to grow on ships. They're a cactus fruit with very specific requirements. But about 5 standard rotations ago, the Skeltrans came up with a gene-modified version that can be farmed on standard grow towers with some minor adjustments. Higher yielding too. Iker cuts himself off as I remembered something. Sorry, I hope I'm not boring you too much, he says sheepishly with an apologetic look. The peel is edible, but it's not very tasty. Here. He hands me a peeled slice. The fruit is juicy, slightly crunchy and full of seeds, the same like a tuna. It's very sweet. Something like its flavor reminds me of bubblegum. Alright, I need to go BRB because my sister came home and I need to open the door. I'm sorry, Suin. I've just been informed I have to leave. I might be back later. Probably not. Probably in the morning I'll probably stream again. But for now I have to leave, unfortunately. So, goodbye. Is anyone streaming so I could like rate them? Oh well, yeah. You know, if I could rate anyone online. That's crazy. You would say that. Let's see who's online. I see absolutely no one. You're right. Unless someone's streaming this game right now. No, just me. Alright, I'll see you later then. Bye.